On April 29, 1972, a park was born in southwestern Ohio. Little did we know at the time how much of a success Kings Island would become over the years. When Kings Island first opened its gates to the public, Racer was the park's main attraction, and the Brady Bunch visited and filmed an episode at the park for 5 days in August of that year. And fast forward to 2020, and Kings Island is one of the most successful regional parks in America, and now has currently 6 other roller coasters that are all taller than the Racer. So how would I improve this already great park, and what would I add to Kings Island over the next 5 years if I was in charge? Welcome to Kings Island if I own the park the next 5 years. Welcome to Theme Park Predictions. My name is Brandon, and if you enjoy my content, then please consider subscribing to the channel as well as give the video a thumbs up. The more thumbs up you give the video, the more views the video will get, and that means I can keep on creating more videos just like this for you. While working on the legendary 2004 Beast and Flying Eagle crew, I always had a vision of how I would change the park and what I would add if I was in charge. Well, clearly I am not in charge of Kings Island, and now I create YouTube videos and change diapers for a living. Now for those of you who are wondering what age 37 will be like, just take a look at me. I created this series to share how I can help parks that aren't really living up to their potential, but I've gotten a ton of requests to expand the series to your favorite parks, so I'm excited to do just that. I'm going to share my plans for Kings Island from the year 2022 through 2026. And please note, this is not my official Kings Island 5-year plan video. If I can get 500 likes for this video, then I will release my 5-year plan for Kings Island soon. Since Kings Island just opened Orion, their new $30 million Giga Coaster, I predict that for the year 2021, the park had plans to either introduce a new water park attraction or just focus on park improvements. So for the year 2022, I would remove Orion and ship it to California's Great America where it belongs. Kidding, of course. But in a bit of sad news, I would close Boo Blasters forever at the end of the 2021 season. It's time to let those ghosts out, especially since Kings Island is really haunted. So the first thing that I would look at improving for the year 2022 is something that most of you probably don't want to hear, and that's okay. But families bring in the most money for the parks. In fact, if it wasn't for all the families visiting the park and Planet Snoopy, then Kings Island wouldn't be lucky enough to have added 4 coasters since 2009. So for the 2022 season, I would introduce Camp Snoopy as the re-theme of Planet Snoopy. Carowinds just recently did this, and the whole area looks amazing. I would remove a few of the older attractions that aren't as popular and replace them with newer versions of the same ride or a different family ride in general. But the main new attraction coming to Kings Island for the 2022 season would be the introduction of a new dark ride for families. This new attraction would completely gut the ride's current layout for Boo Blasters as well as the ride vehicles. Say goodbye to the cardboard cutouts. So would the park's new dark ride be themed to Snoopy? Nope, it's time to bring back Phantom Theater. But this time around, the ride will be one of the most popular rides in the park. Now won't this be odd being located in Camp Snoopy? Yes, of course. This is why I would move the entrance to the new Phantom Theater to be located on the path that leads right to I Street, and this way I can classify Phantom Theater would be located in the International Street section of the park. Basically, where Boo Blaster's exit is would now be the entrance as well as exit. The building that houses Boo Blasters is also home to the indoor show venue and the park service warehouse. So I would remove the small indoor theater so I can use that area to expand the footprint for the new Phantom Theater attraction. The new Phantom Theater would be the best dark ride that Cedar Fair has ever added. This new ride would include 3D animatronics, some creepy ghost scenes that pay homage to the original Phantom Theater, and a few screens so the ride offers a cool 3D experience. This would make this ride a family/thrill ride, but not too scary for the little ones to enjoy. Now in 2023, it'll be 13 years since the CRYPT ride left Kings Island for good. Rest in peace, Tomb Raider. So why still have this massive building and only use it for an indoor haunt? With Halloween Haunt and Winterfest getting more popular and busy each season, I will turn the CRYPT into a new flying theater or just vision something like Soarin' at Epcot. This new attraction would reuse the old building as well as queue line, and if there was enough money in the budget, I can have 2 additional films on top of the main film for the ride during the regular season. This way I can have a Halloween version as well as a Christmas version. While this type of an attraction might seem to be too expensive, remember the building's already in place. I would just have to invest in the new ride system as well as the screen and hardware. This way, Kings Island would now have 2 heavily themed dark rides that both will be open during the colder months. In 2024, I would add the follow-up to Orion and introduce a new coaster to the park's lineup. Since the Vortex plot of land is lower than most of the midways around it, this new coaster would have to be on the taller side so you can see it all around the area, just like you were able to with Vortex. Opening in 2024, I would add a new Gerstlauer Infinity coaster called Cliff Diver. This new coaster would reach a height of around 170 feet and feature inversions, airtime hills, and some wonky turns. But the main feature of this new coaster would be the dive coaster aspect of it. Hang time at Knott's Berry Farm has been a huge success and provides a very smooth ride, and I've been on this coaster personally and I really enjoyed it. So Brandon, why not a B&M? Well, for one, most B&M dive coasters are very lackluster and cost a ton of money for parks to build, and you have Valravn 196 miles away. If I can get around the same return on investment with a Gerstlauer Infinity coaster as to a B&M dive coaster and spend around $10 million less, then this decision is a no-brainer. Plus, for the 2 previous years, I spent a lot of money on adding 2 new dark rides to the park. And if you haven't had a chance to ride Hang Time, while it is on the shorter side, I would take this ride over Valravn any day. And you can't build a new Infinity coaster and not have the awesome lighting package included. So at night, this new coaster would really turn the Coney Mall section of Kings Island into the place to be. Here's a map of the placement for this new coaster. As you can see by this aerial image, there is still plenty of room for future attractions, which I will share what I would add for the 2026 season shortly. Also, at the end of the 2024 season, it'll be time to say goodbye to INVERTIGO. It's time. This coaster will be scrapped and not relocated. Since Action Zone is all concrete, it gets extremely hot in this area of the park. So to cool off, I will turn my focus over to Soak City for the 2025 season. New for this season, I would usher in a new name for the water park as well as an entirely new theme. The new name would pay tribute to the region somehow. Or here's a wild idea, by this time the beach water park across the street would probably be closed for good by now, so what if the new water park was named The Beach at Kings Island? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below on that. New for this year, I would look at removing Zoom Flume, which is the park's old family raft ride that is located in the back of Soak City. And I would replace it with a new modern family raft slide. Maybe something like Mammoth down at Holiday World. Incorporate some uphill water segments as well as some tight turns. That way Kings Island's new water park will be home to one of the best water coasters in the world. Plus, this will add another much needed high capacity water slide to the water park. Now that the water park is at its highest potential, I will now look at adding a few flat rides next to the new Gerstlauer Infinity coaster that opened on Vortex plot of land for the 2024 season. I would do what Carowinds recently did and have a few older style flat rides that the whole family can ride together and add them here for the 2026 season. This would really give Kings Island more flat rides that it desperately needs. I will also look at adding a new S&S Scream and Swing as well for the 2026 season. But with this new ride, I would add it to the Action Zone section of the park and place it closer to the main central hub of the area that INVERTIGO was. Speaking of Action Zone rides, CONGO Falls will soak its final riders during the summer of 2026. So that is how I would improve this already great park over the next 5 years if I was in charge. If you were in charge of Kings Island, what would you do to improve the park through the year 2026? Please let me know down below in the comments. As always, thank you so much for watching, and my first looping coaster that I ever rode was in 1993, and that was Corkscrew at Cedar Point. Please let me know yours in the comments below.